Tonight from Cravens Field, AISD-TV presents the 8th grade city playoff matchup. This for third place, the Young Eagles and the Gunn Gators on a cold, rainy, early November night. John Nelson along with Sam Houston head football coach Anthony Chris, Gunn and Young. Coach, it's Martin against Arlington. The feeder schools, Gunn feeding Martin, or Gunn feeding Arlington and Young feeding Martin, and we already have a score just 2 minutes in. Young takes an early 8-0 lead. Avery Matthews recovers a fumble at the Gunn 10-yard line, takes it in. The two-point conversion good. It's 8-0 Young. And Coach, both of these teams with 4-1 records.
Yeah, it's a throwback Tuesday. I would say throwback Thursday. It's a throwback Tuesday. We got rain, we got cold. It is truly football weather.
And normally 4:30 would be the start time for all A games in the 8th grade. So the start time is not throwing things off, but the time change will, because in about 30 more minutes, it'll be getting rather dark.
Yeah, and it'd be the first time that these 8th graders would have played underneath the lights. So interesting that they'd be able to play the championship and the play of the third place, fourth place game underneath the lights.
Second possession for the Gunn Gators. Their quarterback is Trey Cleveland, number 5. Snap over Cleveland's head. He dives, trying to get it. It's kicked loose. It's picked up. It's still kicked. And Gunn has fumbled, and Young recovers inside the 5. That's the second fumble for Gunn. And Young has it first and goal at the Gunn 2-yard line.
Weather brings about change in a football game. You got 2 bad snaps. It looks like it's going to lead to maybe positive points for Young. What happens is that you got a bad snap because it's a slick football. It's a slick football out there, and so therefore 2 crucial turnovers early in this ball game.
Starting lineup for the Young Eagles, they average 29 points a game. Their quarterback is Willie Roberts, number 6. And you will see A, B, and C type of running backfield. Kentrell Smith, Montrell Smith, and Antoine Parker. They'll all play. Willie Roberts is the quarterback. He will keep it over left guard and score.
That's a safe call right there by Coach Tucker. Hey, no fumble exchanges, no snap exchanges, no issues. Going to get under center, take the snap, go in. Quarterback sneak for the touchdown.
It is now 14-0 Young. Fred Tucker is the head coach for the Young Eagles. Again, they come in with a record of 4-1. And another 2-point conversion try. This one in the end zone. It is caught. Back-to-back 2-point conversions. Number 10, Keyshawn Williams on the receiving end. Now, Keyshawn plays cornerback on defense. And a great start for the Young Eagles, Coach. 16-0, but turnovers allowing those scores.
Yes, 2 turnovers deep in Gunn's own territory. Keyshawn Williams with a great catch in bad weather in the rain. Got up, caught it as high, what we call a high point. High pointed the football, came down with the 2-point grab. And I just think with this great offense that Gunn has, you have to believe that as they get their footing, as they kind of get their way set, that they will ease their way back into this football game.
Field at times coming apart, so this is a brand new surface at Cravens Field. Short kick, fair catch indicated at the Gunn 33-yard line.
Got a flag down the player. It's going to be offside. Yeah, Young kickoff team was way offside, so they're probably going to take 5 yards from the end of the catch right there and keep the football. I can't imagine them asking them to kick it off again.
A 16-0 Young start. Gunn, second place in the small zone, a record of 4-1. Their only loss came in week 1. They lost to Owsley 14-12. Gunn, coach, last year the city champions in 8th grade. This is a team last year that averaged 48 points a game. They gave up just 1.
I remember watching that game, and it was a fine football team, and those young men have gone on to Arlington High and have continued to play great football at Arlington High. Right now, I do believe those freshmen are undefeated from that Gunn championship team of last year.
All right, here's the third possession for the Gunn Gators. They scrimmage at their own 38. Trey Cleveland, the quarterback, he will keep it 40. And Cleveland to the 44-yard line. Nice gain of 6 yards for Trey Cleveland, who had over 100 yards rushing in a game earlier this year against Ferguson.
But Trey Cleveland got a clean exchange that time, and you see able to get 5 to 6 yards there. And I think even with this, with the elements going on with the rain, I think the running game from Gunn will show up big here this afternoon.
That's the voice of Anthony Chris, his Sam Houston Texans in the playoffs. They will play Odessa Permian in a couple of weeks. Wide right is Tim Carter on 2nd down and 4 at the 38 of Gunn. Cleveland on a crisscross handoff and not much, maybe a couple of yards lost. Miles Neely stacked up at the 42.
Well, you're seeing right here, John, the test of two wheels. You're seeing that great young defense and the Gunn offense right there, and good penetration at time by the young defense. Great job by number 88, Zach Crawford, coming across the line of scrimmage, making that play in the backfield.
Miles Neely is the man that Gunn relies on, and Young will have to stop tonight. Neely has 432 yards of rushing at 158 steps earlier this year against Bowles. He's a linebacker on defense. It is 3rd down and 6. Cleveland is about a yard short.
Great call right there. And went from two backs, motion into trips. Got Cleveland on the edge. I believe I would have to go for it right here. I know it's early, but 16-0 explosive offense with the rain and the slick ball. I wouldn't chance not this short, chance a punt opportunity with a long snap, turning the ball over again.
Gunn averaging 23 points. Their last game, they defeated Bowles 27-3. All right, 4th down at about a yard and a half from the Gunn Gator 47. From the spread, Cleveland hands off, and the Young Eagles have denied a 1st down attempt. Number 41 getting in there first for the Eagles. Keyshawn Pratt, or rather, Pratt, or is it? It is. He goes both ways. Pratt. He'll be a running back on offense. And the Young Eagles have held.
Oh, great. Once again, that great defense came across penetration. They got penetration by Spencer also on that play, John, and they would come across big stop. Now, Gunn defense now needs to come up with a big stop right here.
Willie Roberts, and here's the toss to number 28, Kentrell Smith, and Smith takes it to the Gunn 43.
Little toss action, looks like what we're seeing here is the Martin offense in high school and also the Arlington High offense and defense. And Martin is great at running that toss play. As you can see, the tradition is going to keep going. Toss play left outside to their running back right there, Kentrell Smith.
All right, 2nd down and 5. Draw play, 40. Evades 1, 35. Inside the 30, that's Smith again. And Smith has a Young Eagle 1st down at the Gunn 27.
Nice moves by Kentrell Smith, make a guy miss in the open field. And you can see right now that what Young is trying to do is to impose their will early on Gunn and saying, we're going to run the football. The conditions say we're going to run the football. And right now trying to deliver an early knockout punch.
Now, Kentrell's brother is Nick Smith, a junior running back at Martin. To the 25, couple of yards. That's number 32, Antoine Meatball Parker.
Meatball Parker. Kentrell would be a freshman next year. Nick would be a senior. Nick Smith was a freshman on varsity at Martin High School his freshman year.
2nd down, 8 for the Eagles. At the Gunn 25, it's loose. Young, and a penalty marker dropped, or was there a flag? No flag, and the Gunn Gators recover at the 25.
John, we just talked about it, safe exchanges. The weather is playing a big factor. And right there, the turnover helps Gunn avoid the knockout punch that the young Eagle were trying to deliver right there. Now, try to get it together, say, hey, let's get a good drive. Coach Keys talk to his team, say, hey, let's get it together. Don't turn it over. Let's go down here and score and get back in this football game.
A wet ball will cause problems all night long. So Young has given it up, and Gunn scrimmages at the 25, trailing 16-0, 2:57 to go in the initial quarter as Trey Cleveland and the offense comes back on. Cleveland, and this is Keyshawn Johnson. Johnson over the right side, and maybe ekes out a half a yard.
Swarming defense by Young. You look on the replay, almost fumbled that right there. But you look at the frame, you see 7, 8, 9 Young Eagles on defense at the point of attack, and that's why we're watching a great defense here tonight by the Young Eagles.
2nd down, 9. They officially give Johnson a yard. Keyshawn's averaging 8 yards a carry this year for the Gators. That is he, number 11, now switches. He's to the left of Cleveland. On second down, second man through, gets the call. Breaking one, Miles Neely. Neely crosses a 32, has yardage out to the 33.
A little misdirection there on the part of Gunn, trying to keep it mixed up. Got him in there, good job at point of attack by blocking by the Gunn front five, so it brings up another crucial short 3rd and 2. They need to convert this first down.
Daniel Chong and Eli Hernandez are the guards. Taris Goins, Isaiah Bush the tackles, and Joey Phelps is the center for Gunn. 3rd and 2. Cleveland, and about a yard short.
Number 5, Cleveland on the keeper.
You know, Young keeps answering on these short yardage situations. They keep coming up with great defensive plays. And it's interesting what Coach Keys do right here, looking like he's electing to go for it. I think at this end of the field, that might be smart to punt it, but who knows? He might try to trick him and draw him off sides.
It's 4th down and a yard. And here's Cleveland in with a play. Well, last year's 3rd place game, Ferguson beat Hutchinson 32-7. This year it's Gunn and Young. On 4th down and a yard from the shotgun, Trey Cleveland. 2 running backs. Johnson has it. Johnson piled up at the 40.
Gutsy call by Coach Keys, clearing right there in Young territory. But he's going to love the result because he gets the first down and keeps this drive going.
Montrell Smith on the tackle. Inside of a minute, 16-0 Young. They converted on a couple of Gunn fumbles. This time they send Tim Carter, number 14, wide right, and Carlos Vasquez to the left side from the 40. And Cleveland bobbles it, an exchange that
on the play, recovered by number 5.
Wasn't all that smooth, and a loss of about 6 yards.
Trey Cleveland mishandled that right there. He had the ball trying to get a mixed direction play they've been running here early in the ball game. But he did the smart thing. He didn't try to pick it up. He just fell down to retain possession. They probably will let this go to the end of the first quarter and let the quarter end and try to regroup, change direction, and see if they can get in the end zone.
Young leading Gunn at the end of the first quarter in this 3rd place city title game, 16-0. Gunn has it at their own 34-yard line. Gunn, the city champions in 2007 and again in 08. A couple of years ago was Ferguson winning the title. So Young on defense, and Cleveland hands off to Johnson. Johnson has an opening, breaking a tackle, and able to get to the 40-yard line and a first down.
Close to being a fumble right there on the game. He looked like he had almost the ball came out right before he went down, but the Gunn is able to retain possession, bringing up a good long 3rd down.
Got away from Smith, and then Young needing the support. So Kawan Johnson with a first down run. That's Miles Neely to the right of Cleveland. A high snap, and here is Neely. And Neely runs into 3 Eagles at the 39.
Blitz. What Young answer is to this misdirection game is they want to blitz. They bring in pressure off the edge, and it's disrupting the timing of the Gunn offense. Now, key 4th down. I don't know if we punt here or if we go for it here. Coach Keys like he got his regular offense out there. So they can put the ball in Cleveland's hand and see he can make a play right here. The ball is at the 40-yard line.
On 4th down, loading up is Cleveland. He throws, and that one over the head at midfield, intended for Isaiah Garcia, and the Young Eagles take over at the Gunn 40.
That was a risky call on 4th down. Young now has the ball in good field position, but on a night like tonight, once again, people are probably questioning on normal conditions, you punt, but because we've had snap issues and deep snap issues, Coach Keys wanted to be the hands in his quarterback, felt more comfortable with his quarterback, So now Coach Tucker is happy about that, and they try to take advantage of this and go in for the short field and score.
Tucker has a couple of daughters that play sports at Martin. The chase is on and dropped. Tim Carter able to get to Willie Roberts, and that is a 17-yard loss.
I mean, big, great job. That's a big loss by Young, but a great job by Gunn's defense. Kind of like the defense is bailing the offense out. Now the field position just flipped on that one play.
2nd and 27. Tim Carter, number 14, able to stay with Willie Roberts out of the I formation. Roberts wants to throw and trying to fling it out to Zach Crawford, the tight end, number 88.
Difficult tonight to throw, John. It's wet, it's raining, it's cold. It's going to be a hard night to throw the football. Both teams just tried, I believe, their first set of passes right there. So now 3rd and long, look for a toss or run play, just try to change field position.
On 3rd down, straight ahead running, and a penalty marker drop by the linesman on the near side.
Like it's going to be a legal procedure. Like we had a little movement in the line on the Young Eagles.
Temperatures are falling, and so is the rain here on this November 4th. And penalty yardage assessed to Young.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and forever. It's going to be 3rd and forever.
They need to get to the Gunn 30-yard line. 33, is it? 3rd and 33. Just underway in the second quarter, 16-0 Young on top. And here's the toss, trying to come left. Smith now reverses his field. There's a block downfield on Parham, and Smith cuts it back and has a first down or close to it. He needed 33, Coach, and got, well, from here looks like he got about 32 and a half.
32 and a half, great, great run. Unbelievable run right there by Kentrell Smith. Reverses field, breaks 2 or 3 tackles, uses excellent speed to get outside. Look at him switch the ball to the right hand outside, makes a move right there. Look, Young offense never gave up on 3rd and 33, blocking downfield, puts him in a position, and they draw him outside to get the first down. Can you believe it? 3rd and 33. Coach Keys has to be going crazy over the sideline. 3rd and 33, and you give up a first down because you jump off sides.
Gunn did jump the gun, and it'll give the Young Eagles. No, it's against Young. They were drawn off sides, and that makes it 4th and about 5.5.
Offsides on the offense.
Well, you know what? I can call this play for him.
All
I'm going to pitch it to Kentrell Smith.
Out over the ball, Clayton Holland. Out of the I formation. And here's number 32, Antoine Parker. And Parker and the surge is going to be about 2 yards short.
Antoine Parker did not get there, but in the it's a flag down. We're going to decline the holding. Great job by the Gunn defense, and through all this, they only lost 8 yards because they went for it right there, which could have been a disaster. But you get the ball back with 5 minutes to go before halftime. Right now, my thinking is run, get the halftime score, but let's get to halftime. We're starting to settle down, and let's see what we can do if we get this to halftime. But if I'm Gunn, I'm back on the ground with Cleveland. And right now, just take our time, don't be in a hurry, and try to get a score before halftime.
All right, here's the Gunn offense. This is their 4th possession. Cleveland flanked by a couple of running backs. He wants to go deep right side, intended in double coverage for Tim Carter, number 14. It'll be 2nd and 10 and a penalty back at the line of scrimmage. Flag dropped, and this one against Gunn.
Got a bad call on first down. Young has been crowding the line of scrimmage, so what Coach Keys elected to do, was go deep and try to say, okay, look, we will throw it and try to make sure to get those guys, get 8 or 9 people they have in the box, trying to back those guys up. As you can see, it just worked now. They're back and only have 6 people in the box.
It's 1st and 15, and trying to pull a little bag of tricks. Joey Felts, the center, took it straight ahead, or tried to. And another flag. It will now set up 1st and 20.
Gunn going in the wrong direction with the penalties, but evidently you got to come back and get a play off to make sure you try for something positive to happen.
It's just hard to throw that wet football tonight, but Gunn may be forced to air it out. Here's Cleveland on 1st and 20. Quarterback draw. Cleveland to the 21-yard line. He lost a yard.
Well, that's Zach Crawford again, showing up in the backfield, defensive end, or tackle/D end for the Young Eagles. He stayed in the backfield all so far this game, and he's just really disrupting the passing game and the running game of the Gunn Gators so far.
Both teams with records of 4-1. The Young defense giving up 8 points a game this year. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Gunn facing second and about 21. Here's Cleveland looking left. Intercepted at the 15-yard line. They tried to go screen, and number 41, Keyshawn Pratt, picks it off for Young.
Keyshawn Pratt in the right place at the right time, and Coach Keys is saying if we can just stop turning the ball over. Screenplay intended right there for Miles Neely, read very well, and picked off by number 41, and he had a chance. Keyshawn Pratt, great job. Now Young is looking for the proverbial knockout punch right here.
Neely had slipped down on a wet turf, and Young has it 1st and goal. Willie Roberts, the QB. He'll turn. Here's a handoff straight ahead to the 5. Touchdown, Young. From 10 yards out, Kentrell Smith.
My guy, Kentrell Smith. Get the ball to Kentrell Smith. You can't go bad giving the ball to Kentrell Smith. Nice run by Kentrell Smith, getting into the end zone. And now with 4:11 to go in the second quarter, right before halftime, we're looking at Young has a 22-point lead, looking to tack on 2 more points.
And here's his 2-point conversion lineup as open in the end zone, and an easy 2-point conversion, the short toss to Keyshawn Williams from Willie Roberts. Their 3rd consecutive 2-point conversion.
The spread formation, we call it Tennessee. When you spread out old-fashioned swinging gate, when you have everybody lined up, it's hard to adjust to that. And they're throwing the ball so well on those 2-point conversions. Now, with the weather being a factor, a 24-point lead might be just too much to overcome.
Here's the short toss, and waiting for it is Keyshawn Williams. The Young Eagles finished in the 3-way tie for first in the big zone with Barnett and Bailey. It all came down to a point differential. They beat Bailey in the season finale to create that tie, and Barnett advanced to the championship game on points, and Bailey had to get ready for basketball.
Unfortunately. Last couple of years we've had some great games, but we've also had some blowouts. So like this one, hopefully after halftime, Gunn get it together and come back and make a game of it.
Nick Morales kicks off, taken at the 30-yard line, and straight ahead for a couple of yards. On the return, Isaiah Garcia.
Interesting to see right now how Gunn comes out offensively. If they choose to run the football or they still try to go through the air, neither has really paid off any dividends so far. But right now, if I'm Coach Keys, I'm thinking we got to score. We got to get something, guys. We got to have something positive happen to us before we go into the locker room at halftime.
Garcia, number 23, had a big game against Bowles. Had 4 catches for 71 yards. Here's Cleveland, and another fumble, and Cleveland trying to reel it in. Young, Michael Waller trying to get there as well. And Gunn maintains possession.
Having exchange issues, when I say exchange, not quarterback center, but the exchange between the running back and the quarterbacks, because they're doing a lot of zone read type stuff, a lot of misdirection, counter, crossbuck action back in the day, old day, crossbuck action. And on a night like tonight, it's hard because it's a lot of ball handling issues that we have going on. So Gunn got to figure out a way to run their offense and, first of all, control the ball and be able to stop turning the football over.
It's 2nd down and a dozen from the 30. Another fumble. And falling on it, Kawan Johnson.
Fumble recovered by number 11.
You guys ever practice with a rubber football, or do you ever slick up a rubber football to get ready for games when you know it's going to rain?
No, actually, we practice with wet footballs because the rubber football doesn't simulate what you're going to actually play with. So now we just take game-type footballs and put them in water and dunk them in water so you get used to handling those type of the football. But these guys probably didn't have they don't have that budget to be able to mess with football, so it's kind of tough here tonight.
Somebody go down to Academy and get a couple of footballs out of the barrel on sale. Trey Cleveland has it 3rd and 13. He will keep it. Cleveland denied the 35-yard line, and it's 4th down for Gunn.
Number 5, Cleveland on the keeper. Tackle made by number
2:30 to go in the second quarter. You think right now that if they don't have a punter, you got to make sure that you run this clock all the way down under 2 minutes before you take the snap and try to just hope to get some kind of yards and maybe get a 1st down so you can get to halftime.
Now, the screen play that resulted in the interception is not a bad call, but they need 9 on 4th down. 4th and 9. 2 receivers to the near side and hold everything. A timeout called? Nope. Motion.
Looks like Carlos Vasquez left a little early on the left side over there. A legal procedure on the wide receiver. He kind of flinched right before the ball was snapped.
It'll be 4th and 14. Try to keep those footballs as dry as possible. A 24-0 Young Eagle lead with 1:51 to go in the first half.
You know, Coach Key's been in a few of these, couple of championship games and the 3rd place game today, so he'll get those troops fired up at halftime.
Cleveland, as the ball goes off his right knee, falls on it, but now the ball goes over on downs.
I thought Young might have jumped offside, so the guy, if the play we jump offside, you snap the ball. Neither official threw his flag, so therefore it's turnover on downs, and Young would be in a great position with 1:39, and more importantly, all 3 timeouts left to try to go and score. I know Coach Keys is trying to encourage his troops, his ball club, to say, hey, come on, let's go, come on defense, because really it's just 3 scores with 3 2-point conversions, but right now they need a stop really, really, really bad.
Gunn has started every drive in Gunn territory. Young, their 6th possession. And an illegal substitution, they had 12 men. So that'll back the Eagles back 5. And they'll start from the 30.
They can't break the huddle with 12 men, so what happened is that's penalty because they broke the huddle with 12 guys. Even though he got off the field, people at home probably saying, well, he got off, but you can't break the huddle with 12 guys.
Young from the Gunn 30. And the toss and a huge opening, 25, 20, and a penalty marker dropped. It may be a face mask as Kentrell Smith takes it down to the 13-yard line.
I think we're going to have a holding on Keyshawn Williams.
Yeah, let's see on the replay.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, at the point of attack, Keyshawn Williams was holding the defender and didn't get a chance to get out here, so I believe that's going to come back.
Garcia tried to take him up high. The free safety, number 23.
There it is, right there.
Yep, he's got it. He yanked and pulled it, and that'll spot it from the point of the foul at the 32. So they need close to 17. It's 1st and 17.
They're going to toss it to Kentrell again. I would.
Kentrell, number 28. Willie Roberts, the quarterback, straight ahead and piled up at the 30, 3 yards at the most on 1st down.
Looked like a mishandled exchange once again, getting the ball to the fullback. And right now, Young is not in any hurry. They're going to get to a toss play to Kentrell Smith here.
Almost coming down sideways, the rain. Here's an exchange that Smith and Roberts kind of run into each other.
Young calls timeout.
47 seconds. They want more.
I was thinking about when's he going to call timeout? Is he satisfied with 24-0 lead? But it looks like he's going to go for the knockout blow with 47 seconds on 3rd and 16. I'm not sure about the timeout right there. 24-0 lead. Let the clock run down, but the way they've been playing defensively, he's probably thinking, well, the way we've been playing defensively, it's really not going to matter if we don't get it because Gunn's not calling any timeouts to get the ball back. So they're trying to probably get a good play right here, probably a touchdown play to try to go ahead and sew this thing up.
Well, would you run a play you haven't used all year right now? I mean, in this situation, would you run something that you may have worked on knowing it's going to rain on this Tuesday night?
Well, I'm going to get a ball to number 28. I'm going to toss it to him to number 28. No need for anything fancy right here. I'm going to toss the ball to Kentrell Smith.
All right, let's see. Zach Crawford is wide right out of the I formation. Roberts, and he fumbles. He picks it up and is pulled down at the 39.
Willie Roberts. Coach Keys does not look like he's going to signal a timeout. I think we're probably going to get to the end of the half right there because I'm Coach Tucker. Probably with 6 seconds, I might run a play to try to score.
Well, it's 4th down and almost 25 yards needed.
Yeah, Antoine Parker's in the game now, so the A, B, and C of the running backs. Looks like he's going to settle for halftime or probably call a timeout with 5 seconds to go and run one play.
Keyshawn Pratt's also in at a fullback. And the game clock down to 4 seconds, and the Young Eagles indeed call a timeout. So we've seen Kentrell Smith, Montrell Smith, and Antoine Parker. Keyshawn Pratt, the fullback, Willie Roberts, the quarterback. And again, Fred Tucker in his first year. We are at Cravens Field. They're huddled up on the east side across the way.
And then Young has to feel like we are a 2-point conversion
from ending it all. Yeah.
You know, so you're thinking about it's one of those deals where you can see they have a fine football team, and they're thinking that, hey, they're playing like we should have been in the championship game because we missed 2-point conversions win the 3rd place game, but they're playing very inspired football here tonight.
You just can't make those cuts. It's more running ahead and hoping they miss on defense. On 4th down, Willie Roberts. Here's the toss to number 3, Montrell Smith. And Smith runs out of bounds and runs out of room as well. And that'll end the first half. At the end of the first half for this 3rd place championship matchup, the Young Eagles all over the Gunn Gators, 24-0. We're back with a second half kickoff from Cravens Field on AISD-TV. And welcome back to Cravens Field. John Nelson with head coach Anthony Chris. We're just about set for the second half kickoff in this 3rd place title game between Young and Gunn. It has been all Young on top, 24-0. Avery Matthews scooped up a loose ball from the 10-yard line and had the game's first touchdown. Then the quarterback, Willie Roberts, ran one in from a couple of yards. And Kentrell Smith accounting for the 3rd Eagle touchdown on a 10-yard run. And all 3 2-point conversions. That is why it is 24-0. And Gunn, on top of that, coach, has to go on defense to begin the second half.
It's probably a good thing because never have I seen a game that when a team has a 24-point lead and probably doesn't have 70 yards of offense.
Not at least, yeah. So Gunn set to kick off, and the deepest man for the Eagles is standing at the 35-yard line. Kentrell Smith, that is he at the 35.
They're anticipating the onside kick right now. If you're Gunn, if you can get the ball by those guys, you can pin them back deep in their territory.
Jason Garcia will kick off. And Garcia with a line drive. It's scooped up, wet ball and all, at the 42-yard line. Number 80, Jordan Ashley, has it for the Eagles.
Catches the kick.
And the first time Young has scrimmaged in their own territory to begin a drive. They start from the 43, leading 24-0. Head coach Fred Tucker. Daughters Lindsay and Jordan a 10 Martin. And the toss to number 3, Montrell Smith. Smith has a first down and more. Smith may take it all the way. 57 yards and a touchdown. Montrell Smith on the first play of the second half.
Well, Montrell Smith does a great job of getting outside, getting down the sideline, and his speed just kicked in. So Montrell Smith goes down the sideline, virtually almost untouched, but breaking 2 or 3 tackles to go in and put the Young Eagles up 30-0.
On a wet field and wet uniforms, all it takes is one miss. And here's another 2-point conversion try. Willie Roberts scrambling, running out of room. He throws. It's batted up in the air. Almost caught, almost intercepted. Trey Cleveland guarding number 88, Zach Crawford.
Well, I'll tell you what, they finally figured a way to defend it. Did a great job getting Zach Crawford, who's had an outstanding, having a monster game at defensive end, but finally stopping those 2-point conversions. But I know Coach Keys had to be somewhat disappointed coming right after halftime. First play after right after halftime, giving up a touchdown. So right now he got to get his troops together, rally the troops and say, hey, it's okay, guys, come on. We're going to fight. We're going to keep playing. You know, being a championship coach himself, he knows what it takes to try to rally these guys together and make sure he can get them in there. So, you know, once again, here's the replay of that. Toss sweep, my favorite play tonight. Smith gets outside. Great job on the edge of blocking. Great move right there. There's two tackles that he missed, that he broke to get outside.
That was a couple of plays ago at the end of the first half. But 57 yards, 4 different Eagles have accounted for the touchdowns tonight. And number 1, Nick Morales, will kick off for Young. A 30-0 lead. And Morales skips it to the 31, scooped up, breaking 1 tackle, crossing to 40, and out to the 42-yard line is Isaiah Garcia.
Isaiah Garcia gets a good return. The most key thing right here, John, is that Gunn has to establish a drive. You know, right now you say blank out the score, don't worry about it, let's play Gunn Gator football. Let's do what we've been doing all year long. Let's drive down here and get a score. The most important thing we can do right now is get first downs, get a score.
Right in the middle of the field at the 41-yard line. They'll send Joshua Landrum, number 15, wide right. He and Garcia wide right. Trey Cleveland. And the handoff, losing it is Kawan Johnson, gets it back and is blasted. It's loose again. And they'll rule Johnson down at the 35.
Now, Kewan Johnson fumbles the ball right there, but you have to think and say, okay, it's a wet night. But the young Eagles are not fumbling the football. So it's got his ball security, how we getting the ball, take care of the ball, 6 points of pressure. Got to make sure they handling the ball loosely. Got to take care of the football, because that has been Gunn's problem, is putting the ball on the turf.
It's a loss of 5 at 2nd and 15 from the 36. And Cleveland falls on it at the 30. 5 more yards the other way.
You know, it just takes the air out of you when you can't get an offense going based on bad snaps, turnovers, execution. It's one thing if it's Young is just back there just disrupting every play, and they have been doing that some. But for the most part, it's just been bad center quarterback exchanges in the shotgun.
It's 3rd and 21 from the 30. Cleveland hands it off. This is Miles Neely. Neely to the 36. Miles came in with over 400 yards of rushing. Good handoff, good exchange. Number 40 able to get to him first, Michael Waller.
But they've had some positive plays.
Yeah,
they've had a chance to get a good exchange. So you just like to think what would happen if they could get 3 to 4 consecutive good snaps, good exchanges between the quarterback and the running back.
Juan Villarreal, the interim principal at Gunn, Kim Peach, 7th grade assistant principal, and Sandra Knox, the 8th grade assistant principal at Gunn. Cleveland, shoulder down, lost it, and number 23 able to get to it first, Isaiah Garcia. A hard hit. Cleveland lost it. And you'll see Garcia, number 23, right there, able to get to it.
Looks like Zach Crawford was able to get his hand in there again to cause the disruption. Zach, if we were giving out MVPs, right now Zach Crawford would be my defensive MVP for the Young Eagles.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Young takes over at the Gunn 37. And Roberts takes it directly under center. Here's a draw play coming left, 30, 25. Inside the 20, inside the 15, breaking a tackle and trying to get to the pylon, and he does. Number 3, Montrell Smith.
Coming back. We got a block in the back, I believe. He's a block in the back. But I tell you what, these Smith kids are doing a great job. Montrell Smith this time comes to the edge right there on the replays. We can see it. He's coming on the edge. Good ball skill. Setting up his block. I like how he shows his patience. Uses the move to get outside. But right there, there occurs a block in the back that's going to bring this great run back.
Montrell and Kentrell are twins. And again, their brother Nick, junior running back at Martin. The penalty spots it at the 29. So it is 1st and 2. Handoff to Montrell, and Montrell able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Montrell doesn't want to be outdone by the twin. His other twin, he said, hey, look.
Pressure's on.
My twin brother score. I need to score some touchdowns also.
Keyshawn Pratt, the fullback, number 41. And he gets the handoff, and Pratt able to squeeze out about 3 yards. Close to a first down.
Going to be very close. Gunn defense did a good job in the middle of that time, stopping Keyshawn Pratt. Going to bring up a short 3rd down, probably 3.5 yard to go. My guess here, you give it to a Smith. If you give it to one of the Smith guys, you're going to be okay.
28 or 3.
Or 3.
And the fullback again is Pratt. And here's a loss of yardage. Willie Roberts kind of undecided. Don't know if that was just a breakdown or Roberts deciding to maybe create an opening himself.
Looks like a miscommunication. The ball was supposed to go to Pratt that time. I think he mishandled the snap, and therefore Pratt had already gone by him. So therefore was trying to do something, make a play.
It's a loss of 4. It's 4th down and 5. Roberts throws. It is caught at the 28, and the tight end takes a couple of tackles inside the 25. Zach
mask?
Crawford.
Might have a face mask on that.
Well, let's see. It happened right where Crawford was with 2 or 3 defenders right here. Let's see. Nobody went up high.
They call a block in the back on Smith.
He came in late. Montrell Smith. And a push, and a hard push it was in the back. And from the point of the foul, that'll place it at the 38.
I would kind of question that call. It was more of aiding the runner, pushing him, trying to push him forward, than it was a block in the back.
It's now 4th and 12.
I might guess we're going to pitch the ball left to Smith.
3:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. Roberts, he will keep it, wants to throw over the middle and nobody home.
John, I've guessed wrong 6 times tonight.
Well,
I'm glad I'm not an offensive coordinator.
I lost your, it was 0 for 4, but I didn't. I wanted to make you feel good, Coach. I lost the 5th and 6th decisions.
I've been keeping up. That's 0 for 6.
Well, they have stopped themselves, and Gunn takes over at their own 38. And here come the Gators.
Change quarterbacks.
At the 38, A.K. Mikeworth is a quarterback. He fumbles. And Mikeworth able to fall on it. At the 31, it's a loss of 7.
Right through his hands. He just took his eye off the ball, trying to give the ball off. He lost it, trying to get the ball to Miles Neely quickly. And it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for Gunn. It's having a hard time with the center quarterback exchange from the shotgun in this bad weather. The rain has lightened up. It's not the driving rain like it was earlier. So it's still wet football, though.
A.J. Myworth, the quarterback, and here is Neely over the left side, 35. And Neely to the 39. And a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by number 40, Waller. Third down.
I know right now for Gunn, they have to feel awfully because two things that happened to him right there. A great run by Neely. Once again, when they get the ball, they've had positive plays. But if it hasn't been a penalty, it's been a turnover. It's been a fumble. It's been a lost snap, so mishandled snap. So right now, you have to be very frustrating for the entire coaching staff of the Gunn Gators.
The ball placed at the 24. They need to get to the 38.
Coach Tucker has to be very proud of his defense. His 3-4 defense has done an amazing job tonight containing these Gunn Gators.
2nd and 23. Neely. And the door closes at the 28. Underneath number 40, Michael Waller.
And for the first time tonight, they go one back. They've been two backs all night tonight, and then they try to spread them out a little bit more, try to make sure that defense spreads out some and try to run the ball inside. But Young right now, it's blood in the water. And so they're going for it on defense. Right now, they're pinning their ears back and just having this coming when it's just sick them when the ball is being snapped.
A feeding frenzy, 3rd and 20. Miles Neely, the setback. Myworth, the quarterback. There's no Cleveland back in there. Cleveland slammed down after a 3-yard gain.
Just a suffocating defense by Young. Once again, to try to zone read play, try to run the counter with the quarterback, call it quarterback counter, and then it's just a swarming defense. Everybody's in there. And there's our guy again, Zach Crawford, is in on the play from his left defensive end position.
Like a house of cards, it just collapses on the wet turf.
Right.
4th and 18.
Antoine Parker's having a big game, too. When he's not playing tailback, he's doing a great job of playing linebacker in his defense.
Cleveland a slot back, Myworth a quarterback. A.J. here's a pressure and intercepted at the 40. Kentrell Smith will take it all the way. A 40-yard interception return. Kentrell Smith untouched. 2nd interception suffered by Gunn. It is now 36-0. And here's another look at it, Coach.
At the quarterback, A.J. Myworth, misread his guy, fell down. Then Kentrell Smith right there is a gift to him. And you know what he can do in the open field. So when he got it in the open field, it goes all the way back for a touchdown. And we lined up for the 2-point conversion again.
Over the middle and caught. Number 41, the fullback, Keyshawn Pratt.
Keyshawn Pratt, the center on that particular play in the swinging gate. Catch a little sprint out to the right. Roberts rolls out to the right. See Keyshawn Pratt, nicely thrown, place ball. I mean, that's a great catch. Matter of fact, he put that ball into what we call a frame. He threw it right in there. Great catch by Pratt. I don't know how he got it in there. That's like throws you see on Sunday. He got it past those guys in there. Pratt comes up with a one-handed catch for the 2-point conversion.
Dropped it over number 13, the quarterback, Xavier Parham. And now, Coach Keys down 38-0 with 1:20 to go in period number 3.
Well, I think now in the 4th quarter on the Young, you'll see Coach Tucker put in some of his subs, get everybody into the 3rd-place game on TV on Tuesday night underneath the lights on this nice turf, this great field turf that's holding up. Great job tonight so far by Fred Tucker and his Young Eagles. Great job by his coaching staff. Both these guys' teams are very well coached. Otherwise, they would not be here. But Young is just doing an outstanding job on the field tonight. Assistant
coaches at Young, Terry Smith, Jacob Maurer, and Jared May. Kelly Hastings is the principal at Young Junior High. Rochelle Stevens, a 7th grade assistant principal, and Billy Linson, the 8th grade assistant principal. Young with an enrollment of 790. Gunn this fall enrolled 450. Woodside drive against South Fielder. And number 14 kicking off for the Young Eagles. That's Sawyer Evans. And a big pileup at the 35.
I see the Martin coaching staff in the south end zone. They have to be very proud seeing that the future looks like the future is very, very bright for the Martin Warriors. Coach Wager and his coaching staff doing an outstanding job. District champions, looking forward to playing either Midland or Odessa High next week in the playoffs.
And there are the Martin Warriors on their home field. Martin and Lamar both share Cravens. From the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, Gunn. Mike Worth will hand it off. This is Neely, and up high is grabbed down, and no gain at all.
Let me guess, probably Crawford. And here it is, Zach
Pair
Crawford.
of eights.
Pair of eights, Zach Crawford having an outstanding night on the defensive side of the football.
2nd and 10. We move inside of a minute. It is 38-0 Young on top. They will take 3rd place. Number 20, Carlos Vasquez, wide left. Miles Neely and the quarterback, Mike Worth. He'll hand off to Neely. He's going nowhere. In fact, he loses a couple of yards.
Matter of fact, you got Dontrell Smith on the tackle right there, and also by Michael Hardwick also right there to make the tackle. Good job done by the Young Eagles defense. Also, Kelvin Spencer in on that tackle. Swarming defense tonight.
Kelvin Spencer, number 43, and that is the last play in the rain of period number 3. We go to the 4th quarter. It is all Young. They're whitewashing Gunn 38-0. As we come back to play, the first play of the 4th quarter, Gunn has it 3rd and 10 at their own 37. Neely running right. And Neely pounded hard at the 40, is walloped at the 40-yard line. Gain of 3.
Run by number 18, Neely, brought down by number 3, Smith.
And will set up 4th down and about 7.
Took a big hit, looks like, from Kelvin Spencer. Big pop he took right there. You know, Young's defense is very fast. Just watching them, and those guys are very quick and fast on defense. I know Coach Jones, defensive coordinator at Martin, has to love what he's seeing out of his defense, of his future. Part of his future defense is coming up to be Martin Warriors.
4th down and a long 7. Cleveland has some running room, but slammed down at the 46. Cleveland grabbed hard and thrown down by number 3, Montrell Smith.
1st down, finally. Favorable spot on that play.
Yeah, right at that.
Down for the Gators.
Right at that 47.5-yard line, it is a 1st down.
Cleveland was able to get outside and use his foot speed finally. And as we said all night, John, when they get a positive play, when they can get a snap and get an exchange, Gunn has been okay. It's just the turnovers and the bobble snaps has been the depth of their offense tonight.
Here's Cleveland on 1st and 10. Outside the hash marks, Cleveland crosses midfield, and a flag dropped back in the backfield. The tackle applied by Montrell Smith, number 3, and a hold on Gunn.
Joey Phelps, the center, I believe. Joey Phelps got a tackle right there also on that play, and that's been it. I forgot to mention that. Penalties. I forgot to mention that. Between the penalties and the fumble snaps and the fumble exchanges has really just been it's just been hard for Coach Keys and his offense to overcome those things that's happened. They're hard enough to overcome when it's a dry field. They're very difficult to overcome when it's a wet field and it's a rainy night and a cold night. This is probably the coldest night that these kids have had to play this year.
It is. It's 1st and 20 at the 38. At the 38, as Cleveland gives it to Miles Neely, trying to turn it outside, and Neely tossed down hard. Number 32, Antoine Meatball Parker.
Meatball Parker, the third back in the trifecta, comes across there. He's had an outstanding game at linebacker between Parker and Crawford tonight. They've just been swarming all over the place on his defense. And I tell you what, John, you're looking at Young. First time I've seen Young play this year, and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, how did they lose?
Yeah.
So that championship game coming up must be pretty good coming up.
Meatball added a few more condiments on that last tackle. No gain. 3rd over left tackle. That's Cleveland, and Cleveland out to the 46-yard line. A lot of kids go both ways on these two teams.
Oh, yeah, Montrell Smith, once again, the other tailback. Him and Parker, the two running backs, are playing linebacker. And then Kentrell gets out there and play corner from time to time. Not full time, but gets out there from time to time and play on defense at safety sometimes. So it looks good out there. A very talented group of young Eagles.
From the 45-yard line, Cleveland hands it off, trying to get to midfield and able to get to the 49-yard line. Number 79 in on the stop for Young.
So they're looking for it. They wanted a face mask, but we can see in the replay it was not a face mask. Anytime you get up around the jersey and pull them down, people always want to holler for a face mask. So not a face mask, clean tackle right there by the young Eagles. Another big fourth down coming up with 4:53 left in this one. And I think right now Coach Keys is probably just looking to run the ball and have something positive happen for his guys in this game tonight.
Miles Neely, the last ball carrier, it sets up fourth down. They need 8. Needing to get to the Eagle 43-yard line. Low snap. Cleveland picks it up, wants to throw. It's just straight up and out of bounds. Nobody there and just trying to get rid of it. And the ball goes over with 4:31 to go in the game.
Coach Keys is trying to get an explanation on why they didn't call outside. Clearly, Young jumped outside. That's what the freeze play.
Well, they showed 6, and then they tried to get back.
And they snapped it when he got there. So it looks like, and that's why you snap the ball and just try to throw it. Thought they would get 5 more yards, but didn't get it. He stated his case and didn't state it convincingly because they didn't throw the flag. So ball goes over on down. Now with 4:31 to go. Quite sure that Young would probably just ground and pound and get out of here with a 38-0 victory.
Let's do what the Arizona Cardinals did a couple of times last week. Get up to the line and run a playoff. Handoff straight ahead and bouncing his way ahead for a yard. It's a tough punishing 1 yard for Antoine Parker.
Yeah, you would like to think that, Gunn's defense really has not given up a drive, but the long play after halftime. Outside of that, their defense actually, I know it sounds crazy in a 38-0 game, but their defense actually played pretty decent tonight.
Running behind number 72, Luciano Marconi. 2nd down, 8. Again, Antoine Parker. And Parker short of the 45.
But they had, I believe that's my guy, Isaiah Garcia, come up tough on the outside. And Parker also,
yeah, number
Kewan
11.
Johnson too, came in making the play. Both, like you said, these guys playing offense and defense. And their conditioning is great because none of them look tired. They've been playing awesome football tonight.
3rd and 7, another running play. And to the 41, it'll be a couple of yards short. Antoine Parker, but the game well out of hand. You would like to pick up a 1st down. He stumbles, is tripped up, and is a couple of yards short on 4th down. 3:12 to go in the game.
Nola Martinez just checked in for Preston Pelfrey on the line. So once again, I anticipate this right now. Tonight has been going to Pratt on the short, or they fumbled it.
Straight ahead and able to gouge out about a yard.
He didn't get it.
Is Robertson. He looks short.
It was a fumble. Looked like it was a fumble snap on the play. And Gunn's defense hold up once again.
Over the 1st down, it's going to be Gator ball.
So Gunn takes over. It was 24-0 Young at halftime. And the Gunn Gators have it for perhaps the last time this year at the 40-yard line.
Coach Keys will probably just run the ball like he did the previous thing, not trying to extend the game with a lot of passes, a lot of incomplete passes, stopping the clock. Try to run the football, understanding that this game is in hand and that on this night, the Young Eagles were the better football team.
Now, Young this year shut out Carter 36-0. They have a couple of shutouts. Cleveland stood up, and here's the support. Able to get to the 44-yard line. Cleveland really kissed hard and slow to get up.
Montreal Smith.
2nd and 5.
Bam, right there. Just stood
Good
him
job.
up.
Lower your hips, drive, you get your hips underneath you, keep your legs driving. That is a picture-perfect tackle by a linebacker.
He'll take that all the time, Coach.
Timeout Gunn.
Young also shut out Bailey 12-0.
Now, I did get a chance to see that Bailey football team play in that, and you know what? Coach Speech has to be very, very excited getting Gunn and Bailey. Bailey program is back on the rise. They had a lot of big-sized kids on that football team, a lot of good skilled kids. So between Bailey and Gunn, he has to be excited because what's going on with his freshman group. He has to be excited what's going to happen in the future with those guys coming up in their program.
Bailey did finish 4-1 and just missed out the point differential and that three-way tie for first in the big zone. Week 10 coming up in the AISD. It's Lamar and Sam, Martin and North Crowley. 38-0 here. Gunn will take third place, and John Key's just kind of wondering, Coach, man, on a dry night, maybe 75 degrees.
Right.
Could it have been a different story?
You know, Coach Key's a fine coach, championship coach, been in a few of these. Like I said, on the championship part of it, in the second part of the doubleheader, he's got to be thinking like, man, we could. Now it stops raining. He's probably going like, now it stops raining.
Cleveland takes the low snap. He will throw and caught. First completion. Isaiah Garcia.
And that's what he's probably saying. See, without the rain, being able to throw it, being able to run it, being able to block it, we don't turn it over right there. Cleveland makes a good read. Nice throw outside to Garcia, makes a good catch on the sideline. And that's part of that offense we thought we would get a chance to see tonight. But once again, weather factored in to this outcome.
2:17 to go. Isaiah, though, on defense this year, had a nice season. The free safety with 3 interceptions. Had 70 yards of receiving against Bowles. 1st and 10, Gunn. They scrimmage at the Young 46.
What I like on this both team, clean game, both teams playing hard. Gunn playing hard to the end. Now also Young got some Young had subbed some guys in there. Still trying to run the football.
Neely, they string it out and thrown down after a 2-yard gain at the 44.
Can't block Montrell Smith. This guy is all over the field on defense, scoring on offense. But you can see his speed that he showed on offense. You see it on defense, sideline to sideline, making plays on the sweep. Montrell Smith, him and Zach Crawford have had an outstanding football game tonight on the defense for the Young Eagles.
Tucker Walker was there, number 21. It's a gain of 2, 2nd down, 8 at the 44 with 1:20 to go in the game. Cleveland going deep left side, intended for Garcia. It's a little short, defended by Keyshawn Williams.
Garcia on the wheel route. Cleveland had him. He saw him. He wanted to throw the ball to him. Ball slips out of his hand right when he got ready to throw it. But that was the old wheel route. Arlington High runs that play to perfection. And Cleveland saw him. He had Garcia down there, his main target. Ball just came up a little short.
3rd down, 8 for the Gunn Gators, trying to avoid a shutout. Again, they finished 2nd in the small zone. From the 44 on 3rd down. Cleveland picks it up. He will run. 40 and no more. Belted out of bounds by number 3, Montrell Smith.
Once again, there goes Cleveland on quarterback draw, gets outside, and then inside, there's that man again, Montrell Smith coming in. He's just been vicious and violent tonight, being very physical. Montrell Smith, my Mr. Jim's Pizza defensive player of the night. I might have to give it out Cole Crawford and Smith.
Mr. Jim's delivered tonight. Hey, there's some more left. From the 41, it'll be 4th down with 42 seconds left in the season. On 4th down, handoff, Neely, and Neely is close to a 1st down.
He's up short, because once again, it's Smith. You can't block him. Inside misdirection play. Got Neely coming outside. Looks like he's going to get a 1st down, and there he is, the unblockable man of the night, Montrell Smith. Young now we're getting the victory formation. The best formation in football is the victory formation.
Man, I tell you, Coach, Montrell can penetrate steel, formica, brick, concrete, glass.
He's doing everything tonight.
Asbestos, anything. So 1 snap, and that'll do it. The Young Eagles will finish the year 5-1. And a handoff from Willie Roberts straight ahead.
Jackson Raines carried the ball that time, number 23, and that should be it. Line up, shake hands. Great season again for the 8th grade football teams in AISD.
Well, they're out over the ball, but really no need to do anything, and they will not. As the third place championship goes to the Young Eagles. They blank the Gunn Gators 38-0 in a victory for Coach Fred Tucker as both teams line up at midfield. 24-0 at the break, and then a couple of more scores in the second half as Young dominated tonight. Our final score, the Young Eagles 38, the Gunn Gators 0 for our AISD-TV crew and for head coach Anthony Chris. This is John Nelson saying good night from the campus of Lamar.